Here we go. Here we go. Hit the like button coming through the door. Hit the like button coming through the door. Straight like that. Now, oh, 100%, 100%. Now, let's get to this. Dame Dash is launching back at everybody. Everybody that had something to say, everybody that had anything negative to say about this man, now that he done got his cases, his debt taken care of, now the man is on their head. Dame Dizzle, baby. He ain't playing no games out here. What's up, Patreons? What's going on this Friday night? Yes, I saw the Him movie. We'll talk about that a little later on my Screen Fiend channel. But now we're here to talk about this. Dame Dash is suing for 300 M's for defamation. That's crazy. And what's crazy about it is that everyone don't see how crazy it becomes. Now, for example, when we look at the whole scale, right? And when you look at the whole scale of everything you have, and you start seeing like, okay, I got my family office, everything is going good, and these dudes are clowning on me. And I told y'all in the video before, if Dame Dash was saying something that was off, that didn't make any sense, then I would see them probably having something to say. But this goes far beyond that. This goes far from people just hating on Dame Dash. Dame Dash was actually saying something that was true. Okay, remember that, Teddy, when we win. Remember that? You only a couple days away. When we beat Dallas, then I want to see what your 0-17 prediction look like. Now, when is Dame gonna sue Jay? Jay ain't talking. So Jay ain't talking about Dame. So it's hard to sue Jay when Jay ain't talking. Yeah, so he sued Cam for $300 million and basically posted it all online. We got the suit of the plane. Uh-oh. All right, hold on. Anyway, it's that. Okay, here we go. We got it for you live. Now, right here, this suit says, starts off with, "Dear Mr. Giles." Uh-oh. Why in the world is it doing that? Okay, there we go. Formal demand for $300 million in damages, defamations, tortious interference, business disparagement, harassment, conspiracy, and unjust enrichment. Dear Mr. Giles, this office represents Dame Dash, Rachel Horn, and the Dash Group. Please be advised that this letter constitutes a formal demand for immediate corrective action and compensation arising from your unlawful actions. Factual background. Defamation of Dame Dash. You've made repeated public statements, including on Instagram, falsely calling Mr. Dame Dash a liar and undermining his credibility in connection with bosses, take losses, and other business dealings. You admitted on video that the entire situation was a lineup, thereby conceding participating in reputational sabotage. These actions interfered with Mr. Dash's business negotiations, including with Rockefeller Records and Jay-Z. Hey, that's crazy. Dame took this all the way back to Rockefeller when he was working with Jay. He going back to Rockefeller? Oh, man. Dame then took this back to Rockefeller, y'all. Yes, this is a demand letter with a threat to sue. I agree, but let's get into this. He said the defamation and harassment of Rachel Horn. Okay. You published social media posts falsely stating that Dame Dash owns nothing and that all his assets are in Mrs. Horn's name. You disparaged Mrs. Horn personally, causing humiliation, reputational harm, and emotional distress. Disparagement of the Dame Dash Group by publicly attacking Mr. Dame Dash's ownership, interest, and credibility. You damaged the Dash Group's reputation and interfere with its ability to conduct business. This constitutes business disparagement and tortious interference with prospectively economic advantage. Number 4, attack on family. You made false statements about the ownership of Mr. Dash and Ms. Horn's residence. You made comments that forced Mr. Dash to involve his son, Christian Dash, causing him discomfort. You attempted to pay Dame Dash $5,000, Dame Dash II, rather, $5,000 to appear on your show for the purpose of embarrassing his father, despite knowing the sensitive nature of their relationship. G5, Pink Mink cannabis deal. Mr. Dash introduced you to Larry Smith for the purpose of pursuing a cannabis venture, including the proposed Pink Mink strain. You went behind his back and pursued the deal directly, cutting him out entirely. That sounds like a Cam move. Boy, does that sound like a Cam move. This constitutes misappropriation of business opportunities, bad faith, and unjust enrichment. That's why you got to sign a deal with him before he does anything else. You don't introduce, that was on Larry Smith. Larry, you signed a deal with Cam before you even bring in the party, because he would just go behind your back and try to do it, you know, what you said he did and cut you out of the deal. Got to get protections against things like that. Dipset Clothing Company. Mr. Dame Dash co-founded the Dipset Clothing Company with the exception of a 50-50 ownership structure. So now he's saying he's the co-founder of Dipset, Dame Dash. And he said he funded production, created samples, and financed promotion and content. You excluded him from ownership and profits, and breach of agreement, and in your unjust enrichment of yourself. Pattern of historic sabotage. Years ago, you prematurely announced confidential Rockefeller business conversations, damaging Mr. Dash's relationship with Jay-Z and Rockefeller team. While the statute of limitations may bar a stand-only claim, these acts demonstrate a long-standing pattern of malicious intent that continues to this day. Oh, that well, that one might not stand because that's like way back, and we going back to Ether now. We going back 20-some years. So now we going back to like 2002. Now, here's the thing. He said, so this how Harlem cats move? Now, I can't lie, this is hilarious. Now, damages. As a direct and proximately result of your conduct, the plaintiff have suffered reputational harm, emotional distress, and a loss of business opportunities. Dame Dash, emotional distress and reputational harm. Rachel Horn, business disparagement and financial interference to Dash Group. Collectively, damages are estimated at $300 million. Now, the pattern of behavior is that the reason why he won't win that part with the Jay-Z and the Rockefeller saying he prematurely did that is that you continue to do business with him after the fact. You continue to do business with Cam after that when process went forward. So if you had a problem with it, you know, you could have said you had a problem with it. You continue to do business with him even when he left Rockefeller, to show that you really didn't care about it. So to put that in the suit, I mean, I guess you just doing that as to show that you were not happy. But if you were saying it was proprietary information or it was proprietary, you're going to have to show proof that it was some proprietary information. Part 3 in the demand. Accordingly, our clients hereby demand that you, within 14 days of receiving this letter, cease and desist from making further false, defamatory, and disparaging statements against Dame Dash, Rachel Horn, and the Dash Group. Remove all defamatory posts and issue a full public retraction and apology on Instagram, YouTube, and other platforms where the statements were made. Provide a full accounting of all revenues and profits derived from the Dipset clothing company and the G5 Pink Minx cannabis venture, and remit to Mr. Dame Dash his rightful ownership interests. Compensate plaintiffs in the amount of $300 million. Preserve all evidence, including social media posts, videos, communications with Larry Smith, business records related to Dipset clothing and cannabis deals, texts, emails, and direct messages. So that's it. Now, Dame Dash felt really hot. He came right in here, said, I never hustled with Mr. Camron. He's a civilian, but he's effing with my family office, and he now made my wife and two of my sons uncomfortable. I would never do anything violent. And I don't want anyone that loves me to do anything violent. So this is the only way I can handle this. So this is my version of how the Godfather handled Fredo. I knew it was going to be one of my brothers. I just didn't know it was going to be you, bro. And that does make me sad. Well, we'll just have to let a judge decide like businessman. And I don't find it funny. I hope you don't have any houses in your name. They're about to be mine. And then he puts a laughing emoji after saying he don't find it funny. Typical Dame Dash. Typical Dame Dash. That's so Dame Dash. So, yes. Dame is right now. Dame is out here making it entertaining for real, though. But you got to understand some things, right? Dame Dash is putting himself in a situation where it looks like he's bitter, you know? Do I think he's going to get any money and Cam's going to comply to this? Hell no. Because you're going to have to show damages. You're going to have to say what he said is the reason this happened. What did he say? So you said he was lying about something. You would have to prove what you said. Like you have to prove basically that Cam lied about something that you said to say that that was defamation of you. Him saying that you lied about something. It's a gray area. And sometimes it's just hard to sue. Unless it's done some real significant damage and you got it because of that. And that person said, oh, well, because of that, of what so-and-so said, I decided to cancel the deal. Well, yeah, because Dame is a name that's synonymous in hip-hop. So it's not like you just pop a Smurf for somebody. Dame Dash is a figure in hip-hop. He's always going to, that's like saying he's not going to be connected with Jay-Z. Dame Dash would always be connected with Jay-Z, no matter what. Because when you see Dame Dash, you think Jay-Z and Rockefeller Records. Who don't? You can't see Dame Dash and don't think Rockefeller. You can't see Dame Dash and say, hey, Big Pimpin' video. Boom. Dame Dash is everywhere with the bottles. Armadale vodka, whatever, Dame. Mm-hmm. It'd be a cold day in hell before you see me in sauce and jazz, chilling with your one gas. I'm nicer than the chick. Ask my homie Dame, he don't count because I'm making his ass rich. Yeah, that's when Jay was Jay, you know. Well, Camron, you know Cam gonna see this. Oh, Cam responded right away. Oh, it didn't take Cam no time. Cam said, man, shut up, nigga. I just started. He just laughing. Fuck out of here with your chat GPT lawsuit. When I countersuit, you would really never get out of the hole you already in, nigga. Let's play, baby. So now Cam is talking countersuit. So he's waiting on Dame to file the paperwork, so he gonna countersuit the moment Dame say that. So when he put that lawsuit out, he gonna countersuit. Show Chat GPT lawsuit. Now they playing a game of who's bluffing. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I try to. He said 3 million push-ups. No, he was earning $300 million. Dame's son living with this guy, Larry, the one with the weed company. I don't know. I don't know if his son's living with Larry. I don't know. But if he has a family office, to have a family office, you got to have at least, I think the minimum is 25 to 50 million. Let me see, what is the minimum for a family office? Let me type that in. Minimum revenue for a family office. Ah, there it is. See, boy, I tell you, see, don't be on it. Let me come in here and educate y'all. Don't be telling no lie. I ain't never told no lie. Cino said what? He ain't never told no lie. He ain't never told no lie. There's no single minimum revenue to start a family office, but rather a minimum net worth that varies by the type of family office. 100 millions or more for a single family, SFO, yep, and 25 million to 100 million for an MFO. God, I'm good. Through some sources suggest a broader range for MFOs, including smaller amounts like 20 million. Now, this is all depending on the goals. Yep, and that's what I told you. Now they got VFOs. Now, that's because everybody got virtual banks now and virtual offices. Like, they don't have a location for their business. Their location or their business is virtual. So you can have a virtual family office now. So 100 million to 500 million for a single family office, right? 25 million to 100 million for MFO, which he has. So if he has a family business, he's got to have about 20 something plus million in that. Now, there are certain restrictions and things that you're doing when you do this that is entirely different than what the average human being understands and what they know. You feel me? Now, when I ask people or tell them, all right, if Dame Dash is going to operate in this way and he's going to continuously move with this type of aggression, first of all, why are you continuously dealing with Dame? I mean, if you was Cam, why would you trying to do business with Dame if you claim he did bad business before and you ain't want to deal with him? You said you offered him $1 million for his show. He went to what's his name? NBA Youngboy, and he said he was gonna give you $2 million. Then he came back and told you again. Said, look, we got $1 million for you right here. No, man, I think I can get 6. Somebody on the table talking about 6 million. So Cam was like, oh, he's lining me up. He's like, now he starts talking crazy about me and this and that. And it was like, oh, he lining me up. And basically what he was looking at was like, oh, Dame is using me as leverage because we willing to pay $1 million. Somebody else gonna have to go over the $1 million or bid over that. So he's using that as leverage. Like, I got to deal with Dame. I mean, with Cam. So he leveraging other deals. Now, Larry probably salty because you went and did a deal and cut him out the mix when he's the one that set up the deal. That means I wouldn't trust the people that did the deal, and I wouldn't do business again with Cam. That would be totally done. But let that been a learning lesson moving forward. If you don't have an agreement with the person, you don't give up no clients, you don't give up anything. Or tell them, or it's like, oh, I got this deal with such and such and such and such. They gonna call and get their own deal and cut you right out. Well, I'll pay you a percentage. You made a bad business decision because that was a bad faith business dealing with Cam. That seemed like some slimy stuff he would do. So I believe it 100%. He did all of that. Now, when Cam come with his countersuit, we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah, because when they start talking about what different situations look like, what different scenarios are appearing, and Dame got books, his kids got books they're putting out, and he was like, this book sold 80,000 copies, 80,000 units, which is good. It's hard to move books and things of that nature. I know plenty of people got books. They just can't move in those ways that everybody else is seeing it. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. This is why people don't find these type of individuals comical or funny. No, because they don't get it. And when they don't get it, they get stuck. Their minds get stuck, and then they get put into a place where there's no comfort, there's no escape. And these are people that you've done business with for years. Dame Dash has done business with these guys for years. Like, Dame, if they were bad people, why would you go back and do business with Cam? You know what I'm saying? If he was this person that you got to sue for $300 million and he's bad and he's sabotaging, why would you go back to him to do business with? And for Cam, if Dame was this bad person and this, and he down on his luck, and all he did was bad business and he owed money all over town, why are you trying to do business with him? And you want to say, oh, well, he did help me back in the day and got me on Rockefeller. He got me out my deal. Mm-hmm. So both sides, you know what I'm saying, were trying to work with each other. So if both guys trying to work with each other, and you talking about for Cam, if you saying all this stuff about Dame, right? Why are you trying to work with him? Dame, if Cam is this bad person and he's this dude who did all this back 20 years ago, why are you trying to do business with him? So that's how I move. When I do business, I get rid of him. If you on my Patreon, all my Patreons in here, y'all know what time it is. You already know. I've already played you a business meeting, and that's just one of them. And we're on a business call. Me and my partner, Sandra, we was on a business call with one of the clients, and she wanted me on there. And I was telling her when we was getting caught up with everything, I'm like, he's telling you a whole different story than he's telling me. Because we played nice cop, worst cop. I'm worst cop because I just get straight to the facts. I don't have time. Said Dame didn't prepare for the future, and now he's living in the past. Well, I wouldn't say he's prepared. He's living in the past. How's he living in the past? Dame Dash is doing everything right now that I told you he was going to do. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know it, 100%. That's why he did it. No, come on now. Let's be serious. Let's be 100% serious in the situation. This is never going to come to a lawsuit, in my opinion. I don't think if they pursue this or take this to a judge or anybody, they might get laughed out of the courtroom. And that's real spill, because that just don't make it. It don't make any sense. That's right. Make sure you hit the like button up. Appreciate you. Because see, many people need to know what the situation implies, what it really truly means. They don't have a sense of what that is like because they're stuck in this conundrum that they have to only do something one way. They like, shoot, if all I got to do is do this like this, then I'm good. That's where the mistakes come in at, because you assume there's only one way to do something. Dame Dash cares about Dame Dash and he's trying to get back in. But we all know what Rock Nation is going to do. Do you think Rock Nation will let Revolt do a deal with Dame Dash that'll bring him back? And, Alex Spiro, who he had already had a problem with, and he won a lawsuit against Alex Spiro already. Do you think Alex Spiro likes Dame Dash? Do you think he wants to do business with Mr. Dash? No, he does not. Uh-oh. And as more and more details are starting to come out, and all of these reasons, there's been a whole sabotage team against Mr. Yes, Mr. Dash. Definitely. So when you start asking yourself these questions, you want to ask yourself why. And you want to know what the purpose is. Why these people are doing it and moving in the way that they're moving. It don't make any sense, right? Right. I already told you the way Dan Dash is and why he acts the way he acts. All the Patreons already know what's up. Okay. Kim ain't worried about the old Dame. Okay. Oh, for sure. Let's take a look at this. This was Dame on the Breakfast Club, right?
In front of water? In my house? Yeah. A view of what you see when you relax, when you're not here every day. See, when you're in it, let me just finish. Let me just see your view.
So Dame sends this. Said, this is a view from my family office at DJ Envy. Post a view, your view. So he said, only because Dame Dash asked to see my views. So Dame is, DJ Envy sitting there relaxing. He's got the pool lit up. Then he's got the ocean, overseeing the whole ocean. He got all these boats and yachts out there docked. They're not his boats, but these yachts are out there, but he's showing the view. He said, DJ Envy just showed me a public pool. That's an apartment building. I guarantee you, there's grown men you don't even know that pee in that pool. Show me your house view. Yo, Fredo, Mr. Camron, where you at? Where's your view? So Dame is out here playing around, right? So, Dame is from Harlem. They know how to crack on people. Like that, they do the best cracking on people 24 hours a day. Dude, they would talk about anything about you, dog. They be talking about your shoestring. Man, look at them Fisher Price shoes you got on, man. Where they get them shoestrings from, dog? Them fat boys, fat laces. He got on the fat laces from 85. all you can eat. Dude got on the fat boy laces. Dog, I don't even know they make laces like that no more. Dog, you will get roasted. Chicago good at roasting too. Like people don't know. I could get on people. I just don't. But yeah, we didn't play back in those days. Those days you get torn apart for this type of stuff. This kind of activity is straight on. Oh yeah, it's a Hondo for sure. So when this was said, everybody was rolling, right? It was roasted. They was cracking up laughing. So everybody was making fun at Cam. Once again.
I thought that my shit was getting. My family office had a lawsuit. Look at it when he did. About that. My family office had a lawsuit. Look at it when he did. The reason why you thought that my shit was getting taken because that was the Dash group. That was my.
He's like, this is my working family office.
Catch that? The pass, buddy.
That is a great idea.
It does go. Are we going to win the Daddy Olympics today? We're gonna beat all the Pauls. We're gonna beat all the daddies, right? All right, buddy. We're gonna win. Smile. I'll tell my count to 3.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the wheelbarrows too.
Yeah, we're gonna do the wheelbarrows and all that.
Yeah, there's just 3 wheelbarrows.
3 wheelbarrows.
Yeah, and I'm gonna win.
You are gonna win. There's no doubt about it. You visualize winning, buddy.
So Dame shows his son to try to prove a point about him having this nice pool, this nice house, and he's got a family office. So most of you didn't know about a family office until you just heard it from Dame Dash. Now he's gonna make you guys try to they said do the Dame Dash voice. Yeah, when super chats start pouring in, then I'll do the Dame Dash voice. Now, yeah, well, that's vintage Dame Dash. Oh, that yacht is not Envy's. He don't own any of those boats. Those boats that's just his view from what he sees from his apartment condo that he has. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen a family office. I mean, there's other requirements you gotta have $1 million, $2 million a year per year to maintain the family office. You gotta have sustainable revenue coming in. It's a lot of requirements in these IRAs. But this is why I don't understand why NBA players be going broke when there's all of these financial tools to keep them rich. I'm like, man, dude, this thing is, how do you go broke? I really don't understand some of their spending, but then you think about it. These guys are 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? You're 19 years old. I'm watching y'all. you're 19 years old and you coming into, like, the players are younger and younger. Before they were 22, 23, some 24, having a rookie year coming into the league. Nowadays, the ages is 19 and 20. You know, they 19, 20 years old, 1 year of college, boom, they're in the league. So you got 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds coming directly into your NBA. So they're not even 21, so they can't even go to the strip clubs. Most of the clubs they go to, they ain't even supposed to be in there. But some clubs, they just let them in anyway because they're NBA players. Yeah, so now it's such a big problem because they get this money and they don't know how to keep it, and nobody around them can tell them how to keep it, because if you black, you normally coming out of the hood or a bad financial situation, or your parents was working a lot and had to do all this. They don't have any financial planning. So the teams that you get drafted to normally introduce you. You go to classes like your first week of being drafted, teach you how to deal with media. They teach you how to deal with finances. That's part of the union, the NBA Players Union. You go through that like your first week. Yeah, so it's an experience, you know. So people got to understand that. Well, there's levels to this. It's levels. What you talking about on Talk to Flea? He said, now who's snitching? Oh my gosh. That's all I see now. He put up the now who's snitching. It depends on what you invest in. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It always depends on what you're investing in. That's what I'm saying. So to determine if an investment is good is not. It's not about, he said, because of China, it's not good to invest. It depends on what you're investing in. You know, I'm in a good position right now. Look at this. This is where a lot of people was like, what? What you doing, Kevin? I remember when this happened. It was like, damn, dog. He was making up with everybody. He came in the game bowing down to 50, bowing down to Jay.
I'm just.
Can you whistle with no teeth? And if so, do people with no teeth whistle better than people with teeth? Asking for a friend.
And I'm just being honest. And I'm saying this in the most respectful way possible.
Yeah.
That Bronx pussy is hard to pull out. My favorite bitch is from the Bronx in New York, man. It's hard to pull out that Bronx pussy, man.
So you say he just put up a part 2?
Would it be so bad if he was the chairman at Revolt? Because let me tell you something about people. I would say about 70-30 people believe that he's not, and there's 30% that believe that he is because they like, yo, he got the proof.
Well, at the end of the day, Dame is always gonna sound smart to a stupid nigga. That's just the way he's very highly educated, has a great vocabulary, knows how to talk shit, talks very well, over-talks people. So to a nigga who ain't paying attention, he always gonna sound smart. And not a dumb nigga neither. Dame's smart in general, very smart guy. So let's do the first thing. Would it be bad if he's the chairman of Revolt? I don't give a fuck. No disrespect to Revolt. I don't work for Revolt. I license my show back here, Talk with Flea, to them down there, Revolt. I don't work for Revolt. So if he's the chairman of Revolt, or if he thinks he's the chairman of Revolt, I just think he's a man sitting in a chair. At the end of the day, if you think if you do, that's like, to me, I don't care. It's not going to change my check. It's not going to change my deal. I don't work for Revolt, so you can never be my boss.
Would it be so bad if he was the chairman at Revolt? Because let me tell you something about people.
Sad day here at Talk with Flea, man. It's the last time I'll be addressing the goofy Godfather. Yeah, the goofy Godfather, Snaggletooth, Yuck Mouth, Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean. Go play by yourself, pause. But, you know, our last episode that came out on Talk with Flea a few days ago, we filmed that last week, and there's some things that happened this week. And Sin City, who's in the building with my man Larry, what's good, Sin?
What's up, nigga?
At the end of the day, Dame is always gonna sound smart to a stupid nigga. When I heard
He's like, he shot a bonus episode just to get down on Dame Dash.
sad day here at Talk with Flea, man.
Would it be so bad?
You got a smartphone, it's like having an asshole. Pause. Everybody got a fucking thing. You the killer, I'm the killer tonight, nigga. This is bringing my OK Simpson out there and not bringing it back. But I don't give a fuck. I'm ready.
You're willing to say and do anything because you're angry.
So if you want to play, then we're going to play chess.
I want to address everything that I want to address everything that he said. And Dame, I never disrespected you, and I don't plan to. I always looked up to you. You know what I mean? I'm at the age now where I don't look up to niggas no more. I admire what they do, but that's it, bro. You said you abused me. Listen, Dame, we grew up on a block. If you're talking about snapping, we grew up on a block with you, Crazy Al, the bus driver, Boo, Freddie, and you remember Fred because Fred heated you up so bad to where you wanted to fight. So you talk about sensitivity, like let's not go there. I don't know you the reason why now, part of the reason why now niggas can't offend me. I don't give a fuck. I could snap all day. So I don't know what that abuse part. Then people was hitting me like, yo, you was at a fight or whatever. Dame, you know me better than that. Ask your cousin. I didn't know that was your cousin. Our first conversation. I was never at no fight. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, and even if I was, you know, come on now. You know me better than that, Dame. 3, I want Dame to stop acting so naive of why people are talking about him. Bro, you're a part of hip-hop history. You and Jay built something. Early 90s, mid-2000s were the golden years of hip-hop, where niggas was selling 10 million records and all that. You and Jay was one of the people that had shit on lock. People are going to talk about you. I'm sorry that you're important. You know what I mean? You coming on here trying to be funny with me. I don't know what yes man you're talking about. Let me explain one more thing. Since the moment I started doing music with Cam, probably like 2017. Well, no, that don't count because it was just me and him and Jim doing mixtapes. But that don't count. I've been getting paid, and I've always had my opinion. So I don't know just because you saying that he pays us, we can't. I tell him when he's wrong. We snap on each other. Cam got 2 expensive punk ass dogs that I hate. And I snap on his dogs all the time. You know how he snaps back? He sends me a picture of the 2 dogs on the yacht and say, my dog's on the yacht while y'all on the block. And it's funny. So what do you mean niggas can't snap on? What do you mean niggas can't? And when I feel Cam is wrong, I tell him. When I feel I'm not down with something, I let him know. The whole shit with Cam, and sorry to bring his name up, you know what I mean? Because I don't want him to feel a certain way, but when Cam and Jim was going through what they was going through, I told both of them, yo, chill. But I'm this type. Listen, y'all chill. Y'all don't want, all right, well, let them niggas get that shit off their chest. I have a friend now that when we see each other, we might shoot 5, and we hang around the same niggas. None of them niggas is getting involved. A few might have some jokes like, yo, Sin gonna beat you up, and he'd be like, nigga, I'm slam Sin on his head. Yo, bro, leave niggas alone out of that. Whatever you have between you and Cam got your own relationship. So I just wanted to address that. Like, and I just think, like, Dame, I know you, bro. I've been around you for a long time. I looked up to you. Shout out to everybody from the block or whatever that you understand what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Radu, Spanish Joey, all the niggas that was there in the beginning. I know you, Dame. So don't come up here and try to be funny and try to offend niggas like with your little slick talk or whatever, because nobody ever disrespected you. And that's what I had to say about that.
Now, that's a guy that knows Dame Dash. Dame be like, he don't know me today. And I just had a situation like that because people think because they knew you back in the day, they know you. You know of them. I knew them at a time. I knew them back into that era. But some people don't be the same way they are. They change. I got a homeboy that I was cool with. Used to be my roommate. You know what I'm saying? Totally switched up. You know, totally went a whole nother way because he stopped drinking. He went to AA, you know, and went a whole new path. And he's impressionable. Whatever group he with, he morphed into whatever they like. You know what I'm saying? You ever met somebody like that? Now, this dude was all about, when he was drinking, he was all about kicking it, having fun, going out, fixing PlayStation 3s. That used to be his hobby. I'm going to fix PlayStation 3s for people. Because remember, the PlayStation 3 used to burn out and used to get that red light. They used to come on that little red circle. Though they used to call the ring of death. But that could be fixed. So he went on YouTube, saw how to fix it, and started fixing everybody PS3s. He'll get the solder gun. He'll just fixing everybody's PS3s and charging them like $50 or whatever. He's like, dude, for $50, I could just fix that for you. He's like, you can get that to work? Yeah, he was doing Xbox too. It's a little piece of aluminum. He'll just buy that. He was using aluminum foil, I think, just to put that aluminum in there. It's going to burn back out, but yeah, he became a PS3 repairman. And I'm like, dog, PS4 is coming out. Why are you doing that? So anyway, he was doing this. He was getting addicted to hanging out doing these things. And he just has an addictive personality. So when he got into drinking, he would just go over the limit, just trying to hang out, to be cool, to fit in. Next thing you know, he did a hit and run. Cops is looking for him. They found him. He got charged with something minor. He went there, turned himself in. Then he started going through this process of, I had to get my life together, blah, blah, blah. Went full circle. Next thing you know, he in rehab, doing all this AAU, whatever. I don't know. So anyway, they all about the Bible, and now all of a sudden he's addicted to the Bible. He every day, you know, God was talking to me the other day. I'm like, already? It's been a week. You know, I was about to drink it, and God said, don't touch that bottle. I'm like, man, you and God y'all been chatty lately. So yeah, I'm not saying that him turning down alcohol was a bad thing for him. Yes, he was just drinking out of depression. He's just going to a depressive state because it's normally some chick that he wanted to get and played him, and then he goes into this drinking thing and he wants everybody to feel sorry for him. He'd be like laying on the floor. I'd be, oh, Jesus Christ, here we go again. So him and God was getting quite chatty. So now him and God was getting chatty. Everybody was saying, okay, well, this is the way it's going to go. Obviously, because if it's going like this, then I don't see it getting any worse. So he all of a sudden he joins the group. So everything they do as a group. They AAU group or AAU, Alcohol Anonymous, they AA group. So, and not everybody's in there for alcohol. So me and him collided one time because I'm like, dude, I'm your roommate. You know, we both paying for this crib. We got a condo. I got this section, you got that section, homie. But look, I do not want doggone AAU people. I come in there and he got a whole damn circle of friends in there having an AA meeting in the damn house. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. I ain't agree to this. So we had to have a talk about boundaries. Like, dog, look, I don't want them in my bathroom. I got my own bathroom. He got his own bathroom. They gotta have to go to your bathroom. So his is in his bedroom. Mine is outside the bedroom. So he think like that's for the whole crib. And I'm like, no, I don't want no AA people in my bathroom looking for pills, doing drugs, probably popping needles in there because not all of them in there for alcohol. They in there for all kind of problems. And so they sit in a circle with drinking Coca-Colas, sitting around in a circle telling stories. And I'm like, these people relapse. And I got to sit there and hear all these stories because they in the crib. I'm in the room and all I hear is, yeah, that's when I went in my grandmother's purse and I took the money. And I took my dad's gun. I sold it. What did you do? I bought drugs and liquor. I mean, what do you think he did with it? They was like, how old were you when you did that? That was last week. Yeah, I just steal things. I'm like, and you got them in the house. And I'm like, if any of my shit come up missing, you the first one to get it, then he gets it. I felt like Nino Brown talking to doggone G Money. All right, we gonna roll with it. But if he takes something, I'm killing him. Then I'm gonna kill you. Like it's all gonna be on you. So I had got a crib full of damn hypes up in my house, right? So naturally, he don't understand my upsetness. Like, why is he so upset? Like the time he dating a chick, dog, he dating a chick off of Craigslist and wonder why I'm upset. I'm like, dog, we share a condo. Do you understand what that means? That you were sharing a condo with me. That means I don't want nothing in here that I don't know coming through the door. This is a man who had his house broken into 3 times. 3 times. When he was at the other location, because he let people just come on in the crib. Come on in the crib. And they just get all comfortable and they just like, well, damn, I can come back and steal this. The dude is, I'm like, dude, after the first time you got robbed, you'd think you'd learned something. Then he moved and they robbed him again. So I'm like, dude, this is somebody you know because you keep letting them in your house. You just moved. Nobody know you out here. And the first thing they do is rob you. And then they came back and robbed them like 2 weeks later to get the stuff they forgot to get. They was like, oh, man, I didn't get everything. I got to go back and get these things. You said, you got to monetize on the relapse, Cino. What is relapse? He said, you got to monetize on the relapse. Yeah. It was on sale. Dog, they came back and they hit him again, right? That's when I came in at that place and moved in over there. And I was like, all right, we letting the house go, right? I knew what was going to happen with the house. The house was going to be gone. So that was like, all right, that crib finna be gone. And I'm just throwing money at something that's not going to get better. The taxes are going up dramatically. This was the economic housing crisis. So I was like, all right, that's done. I ain't no need of doing that. All right, I'm gonna come and help you out. This girl that they supposed to live, that was supposed to be their crib together. She played him, and he couldn't make the rent. And I was like, you know what? I'm finna leave this crib. We're gonna do the condo thing. And that place was nice, but kind of small. So I said, all right, I come in, I do half, and I help you out. So we moved in. Boom. We had no problem really there. At that place, no problems. Because I'm not really on the lease. He already had the lease. So I'm not really on it. Even though I'm paying this rent and all this stuff, I'm not really on that place. So when we left there, we got a bigger condo and we moved to another place and got a bigger spot. So now I'm on the lease. It's me and him. We got this lot. So it's like, all right, we got this lot, me and you. This is this. Then that's when the problems start because now he's impeding. And I'm like, you see, you're used to having your way because you was the breadwinning guy. So whatever you said went. And I'm like, whoa, you got more furniture in here than me. You got more space. And we cool with it. That's not a problem. You can do what you want to do. And I don't get in your way at all. Like, well, I don't touch your food. You don't touch my stuff. We've never had a problem with that. But here's where problems ensue. He comes in and he got some female over. And I'm like, that's cool. Ain't no problem with you having a female over. And he was like, she's spending the night. And I'm like, that's cool. Where you meet this chick from? Because, I got to ask with you. She could be some chick that you don't even know. He just knows wide open. She's from Minnesota. And I'm like, when you meet this chick at from Minnesota? Oh, we've been talking. I met her on Craigslist. We've been going, Craigslist? Craigslist got chicks too? I'm like, dog, you met a girl off Craigslist. I didn't even know that's possible. But he goes on Craigslist, finds a girl from Minnesota. They talking back and forth, chatting back. Next thing you know, this chick is sitting there on the couch. She just sitting there watching television. And she's scared of me. Like, he scares me. I'm like, I'm scared you're going to steal something up in here. But I'm like, that's your company. That's cool. I go in my spot. I'm chilling. I'm in my room. The whole nine. So I'm thinking she gonna go home or whatever, but he's like, she gonna stay. I'm like, that's cool. And the next day, I gotta go to work. I'm like, all right, I'm finna go to work. Headed to the office. And I'm like, whoa, we got a problem here. And it was like, well, what's the problem? And I'm like, we got a serious problem. And they was like, well, what's the serious problem? And I was like, the serious problem is this right here. And I was like, you're at work already. I'm getting ready to walk out of here, and she's still in the crib. So you finna leave this person from Craigslist in our house by herself with my shit in here? Oh, hell no, dog. I ain't going to work right now. You finna come back right now. He only lives about 10 minutes from the job. I'm like, you gonna have to come here right now. Because I swear to God, dog, if my shit is in Minnesota and we got to go to Minnesota to get it, you going to Minnesota to get it. And then I'm knocking you out. As soon as you get back, I'm knocking your ass out. So I'm telling you right now. He's like, I knew a guy that used to get girls off Craigslist. Probably him. I wouldn't want a girl that's on Craigslist. I was like, dog, if a chick is on Craigslist, that's got to be the worst woman in the history of mankind. I'm like, Craigslist? Oh, geez. I wouldn't want to see none of it. So anyway, the chick didn't steal nothing because she was too scared to steal something. Because she knew I was crazy. So he was like, just stay in my room, until I get home. I'm on my way. Don't come out. Stay in my room. Because I like, she don't need to come out the room. Take all the food out the fridge that she need and go and microwave it and take your ass in his room. Don't come out. He got a bathroom in there, TV in there. Don't come out. So he's like, she's going to stay there in that room and not come out till I get home. I'll be home in an hour and a half. I'm going to come home for lunch. Then she going to pack up and she going to be gone. I'm going to make sure she out the house. I'm like, dog, you created this situation. This is how you get robbed. I see how you was robbed 3 times. I was like, I see how you put it all on a plate. You forcing people to take you down. Yes, he is happily married, Corey. He's happily married right now with kids. But not to the Craigslist chick. They broke up. The moment she went back to Minnesota, she found another dude on Craigslist. This was just one of her stops. But again, I'm the bad guy. You see? That's why I was like, yeah, dog, me and you can't live together no more, homie. I'm getting my own spot on my own. I could afford it. This is just saving me money. So now I was like, all the money I've been saving, I was like, dog, I'm getting the hell away from you. Period. Yeah, because you don't seem to get it. I'll never forget he told me, he was like, he sat me down like, man, I'm thinking I'm renewing this lease, man. I'm like, renewing the lease? I was finna say, if you gonna do that, you gonna be doing that with somebody else, because I ain't finna be on this list. I'm out of here. He was like, I'm thinking about just going back with my parents, man. I'm gonna go back with my parents and save some money up so I can get me a house. I'm just like, that what you doing? All right, cool. Well, I'm out of here. I got me a crib, got me a condo already paid for, indoor garage. I'm straight. So I'm getting up out of here. I got me a condo already set up, ready to go. Set to go. I'm out. He said, what number hood story would this be? I don't know, but it's probably already on there. Renewing the lease. I was like, dude, we up out of here. I am not staying in this place. I went and bought that condo. Like, I'm buying it. I'm done. Saved up my bread. I was out. And he looked at me like, I got to binge watch the hood stories again. I know. That's straight like that you do. Well, they all like to say, they all say that. Dame Dash sounds smart to dumb people. How would he sound dumb? I mean, what is he saying that's dumb? That's the part that be getting me. I'll be like, well, what is he saying that's so dumb? What are we missing? Because he sounds smart to me. You know, that's the thing. People could do dumb decisions and make dumb decisions. It's on them if they do. But it doesn't mean this dude doesn't have a business mind. And then why you want to do business with him if that's the case? Nobody wants to hear Dame Dash talk. That's what they say. Why they want to deny him from speaking? That's the question they need to be asking. Why are they trying to silence him? Why are you trying to silence the man? The man could speak for himself. And if he's saying something that's incorrect, bring the facts.
Whether they like it or not, if it's the truth. Because if you tell them what they want to hear, they're going to continue to fail. I'm toying with. I'm trying to break people out and I have. I changed the game. The people that are offended need to be offended. My intention is to offend those that have stopped the evolution of our culture. I want them uncomfortable. But to me, that's a clown. No one programs me. I program you. And actually, I deprogram you. It ain't about how you feel. It's about the facts. I'm not worried about sensitive dudes. And if you're a real man, you can handle a respectful conversation regardless of whether you like the tone. But I never disrespect unless you disrespect.
And if
now, hold on. Now, if you disrespect, it's on. But I'm going to verbally assault you, make you very uncomfortable. And then I'm going to laugh at you. We're so worried about what people think that we don't really say what we think. So lying to me is cowardly. So you have to say things to people, whether they like it or not, if it's the truth. Because if you tell them what they want to hear, they're going to continue to fail. Say,
I mean,
I'm toying
period.
with. I'm trying to break people out the and I have. I changed the game. The people that are offended need to be offended.
Now, is he speaking correctly? Exactly. Dog, my phone is full of these people's managers. I got Will Smith, Chris Rock. I got like everybody's mad. You like Will Smith? Yes. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith. When that whole thing went down, I called both of their agents live while y'all was on the phone. While y'all was sitting right here. People's sensitivity is crazy. You know how you meet people in different places and different spaces, and y'all trade numbers and things and that. And that. I got people numbers that I didn't even forgot about. You know, you got people numbers. It's some chicks too. I just couldn't remember. I'm bad with names. So there's some girls in there. I'll be like, "Ooh, is this the one that was the fine one?" But I'm like, she ain't called me. I'm not gonna call her. It's been a while. I messed that up. I missed my opportunity. So I'm like, I'm not going to take a chance because I don't remember if this the number to the cute one or the one that just gave me a number and I ain't even want it. So I don't even know. This is risk. Terrible with names. So if I remember a name, it's, boy, that's a good job. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's all about the love. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you want to have it right. What you don't want, right? You want to.
I'd rather have an intellectual conversation than a conversation where I might have to say something that makes you uncomfortable and be dead right about it. And the only thing that you could be mad about is how I said it. And that's another thing. People get upset about how you say things because that's an emotional thing instead of what you say. Right. And that's a test. The devil is going to say something nice to you in a nice way. And you're going to like the devil. Then he's going to trick the shit out of you like he has.
Right. That's powerful. On the opposite polar end of that, God can say something to you that's good for you, but you don't like the way he said it. People so stuck in their emotions, they get caught on the connotation, what they feel about things rather than what they think about it. Because most people are not good thinkers.
Well, they're just emotional.
Yeah.
People usually learn from pain. It's stupid not to learn from other people's pain if you have the option. I'd rather have an intellectual conversation than a conversation where I might have to say something that makes you uncomfortable and be dead right about it. And the only thing.
Well, of course, you're supposed to learn from other people's pain. A smart man learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from other people's mistakes. That's how it works. But this man has been blackballed. You know,
I don't have thoughts on other dudes unless I'm related to them.
Do you feel like in 2022, artists can be blackballed in the music game?
No one can be blackballed unless you want to be in a house that's not yours. No one can blackball you unless you let them.
Now, Now, here's the situation. That man right there just said something that was correct. No one could blackball you unless you let him. Let me call Will Smith's agent. Let me call Will. Oh, that's not. Yeah, that was it. Sorry.
Thank you for calling CIA. How can we help you?
Yes, I need to speak to Richard Lovett, please.
One moment, please.
Well, anyway, I ain't got through. Now, that's Will Smith's agent and a lot of people's agents. That's Richard Lovett. Richard Lovett will call me back from a private number later on in the day. And then we'll have that conversation. Let me call Chris Rock's people. So when he slapped Chris Rock, you know I was the first one on it. Chris Rock. Should I call Eric or Adam? Let me call Eric about Chris Rock.
Thank you for calling Mosaic Media. You have reached our office outside of normal business hours.
All right, well, screw you. Let me call Eric. Well, let me call Adam then.
WME, how may I direct your call?
Is Adam, does he has his voicemail available?
Give me one. May I have the last name, please?
Oh, Vennett.
What was the last name?
Vennett. V.
I don't see that person with us.
Adam Vennett.
Yeah, I don't see an Adam Bennett with us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Maybe Chris got a new agent.
I'm not sure. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So that was William Morris and CAA. Both of them, two different agencies. Right? So now Adam, I guess Adam isn't there anymore. He must have fired Adam. Oh, Adam Vennett was his manager. That's who I met years ago. That was his agent. That's the office. I ain't kidding you. No, these are not these are the numbers that they gave me. No, I don't have their cell phone numbers. That's the numbers that they gave me. So that's just that. He said they switch agents sometimes. Right. They with the same agency, they probably just switch agents. Maybe Adam don't work there anymore. Oh, yes. No, I'm not calling her. Calling Floyd. No, I think I got Floyd number on here. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. He said, would you agree that with dumbass Dame, because you're a hater on the couch, Dame won't get hit from this, but a little attention. This is all dumb shit. He's borderline crazy. Just because I'm sitting on the couch, making more money than Molly Curran. I'm sitting on the couch making more money than the average individual. Sitting on an expensive couch. In a very nice home. I think I've done well for myself. But Dame, no one here said Dame was getting $300 million. Nobody said this lawsuit is even going to be filed. This is a demand letter. Well, he says Dame Dash is at the point of no return. Yes, that's what Cam is talking.
Therapy right now. So this is probably good for him because he needs therapy. And he'll tell you updated as well on here. Sin, what's good, baby? What we doing?
Shit, talking about the Breakfast Club. What else is there to talk about, man?
Well, Cam said he would count.
So let me ask you a question real quick because I don't know. Did the nigga the next day get donkey of the day? I think he got donkey of the day. The next day after, I think after he left, the next day he was donkey of the day on the break. Shout out to Charlemagne.
Charlemagne, I love Charlemagne.
Yeah, big shout out to Charlemagne. He probably can't afford to go to therapy right now. So this is probably good for him because he needs therapy. And he'll tell you that. He told me that before. Even when I was young, he'd be like, yo, Cam, see a therapist, man. That shit is fly shit. I never seen one, but anything Dame do is fly shit. He told me, yo, watch me make having diabetes hot. I don't want to hear niggas talking about they got diabetes. Anything Dame do or has is hot. But guys, let's start, baby.
But before I get to the Breakfast Club, I know you addressed it kind of before, but do you?
Yeah, so
if you ask Dame, he's doing a million other things. Dame's attitude is, and I always believe in Dame. See, that's the one thing too, son, is that even when my son asks me about like, yo, what's going on with your name? And he's like, he feel I don't look out for him. He feel I don't do this. And my son was like, all you do is give him credit. It's documented. if you, for the last 20 years, any interview I've done talking about Dame, I've never dissed Dame. I always praise Dame. I always say thank you. I always tell people how much he helped me get out of a bad situation into a great situation, able to feed myself. And for me saying Honor Rutt was whack, this all snowballed into this. Is it times in between our relationship talking about Dame when I don't speak to him for a year or two? Yeah. Because since you grew up with Dame, you know sometimes it can be overwhelming. That don't mean I ain't love him. That don't mean I ain't his friend. That don't mean I ain't fuck with him. None of this. Every interview for the last 20 years, all I've done is giving this man props on how he's helped me.
That's true. That's true. That is true. Cam said he gave him props, and that is absolutely correct. Well, they getting their numbers done. Cam is promoting on his show. He said Dame has become a chatty patty. He says Dame is my cousin. Dame is a guy that, yes, I mean, you don't know what's going on as far as his legal and all the problems he went into. You'll never know how much sabotage was put into play there. Oh, people don't want. Look, people claim that. That's why you can't trust people, to be honest with you, man. People will tell you to your face, man, you right, man. You was doing this right, man. These people just haters, B. Ignore them, B, because they're gonna be the same ones, B. They're gonna be coming back through this, and then they'll go run right back and go behind somebody else and act like they don't know what the hell you talking about. Oh, I didn't say all that. Man, get that money, dog. Shoot. I'll never forget it, man. And they sit there and they talk about, like, man, Floyd got to help this person out. He got to help that person out. Dog, you know how many people out here got $1 million scheme, $1 million plan? All they need is a little help, right? Man, I just ain't got the bread. If I had to back him, dog, we can make money. Give you a prime example. I'm with Floyd Mayweather, right? And this guy is pitching, and he's a family member of Floyd. So I don't know if he's officially family or, you know how that goes. Somebody that's my cousin. Yeah, they don't really be related. In black family, that happens a lot. Yo, that's my cousin. They ain't nowhere near related. So it's the same situation. Right. So he comes up to Floyd Mayweather and says, he said, dog, look. He said, look, we need, man, you know how much black people drink soda, right? We need to get our own soda. But this is the catch. How we make them drink our soda over any other soda. He said, we put this in there. We put a lottery number, right? Every time they twist the cap, it got a different lottery number. And now all of them got a chance to win, just like the lottery. So every time they buy soda, it's like they playing the lottery. They got a chance to win like 10,000, 5,000. That's gonna keep them buying. Floyd was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Now, do I tell Floyd Mayweather this is a bad idea? Or do I stay the hell out of it because it's none of my business? I stay the hell out of it because it's none of my business. He didn't bring it up to me. He was talking directly to Floyd. So I'm saying, well, Floyd will never in a million years do this. Next thing you know, he doing the tour of the Mayweather Mansion. One of my biggest videos. And right at the end of it, he break out the lottery soda. And I said, oh my God, you did it. I can't believe you did this. He's got a whole cabinet full of lottery soda. I'm like, dog, this soda ain't going nowhere. This is a waste of money. No one had put a plan in place. They haven't talked to anybody in the beverage. And I'm like, you didn't do any research? This is a bad idea. And I'm like, isn't Leonard Ellerby your business manager? Like, or is he really the bit like Al Heyman approved this? Al didn't. That was something he wanted to do with his fam. He helped it out. He tried to promote it. Tried to push it. And it didn't go. Now, the reason I knew this would fail, a lot of people don't know what I know. So this is back then when everybody was trying to get him to fight Manny Pacquiao. This is like 2010. I knew lottery soda would fall because you have to research the beverage industry. Everybody, especially in 2010, it was a pivot. Everybody was going towards healthier things. They need vitamin water. They have the pH water here. Everybody with the sugary drink, they needed stuff that was coming out like Coke Zero, got zero sugar, zero flavor. I'm like, you got to start looking into that market. The big stuff not even selling. That's why Coca-Cola is acquiring vitamin water and all these other companies that's coming out with new products that are better for kids. Most of the schools are trying to get these sugary drinks out of the school. These are some things his research team should have told him. Now, Everybody's not going to be successful in every investment. You're going to take some L's. If Dame stole millions from Benny Siegel, why haven't Benny Siegel sued him? That's a good question. Why hadn't he sued him? Because Dame paid him like he paid somebody in the hood. He paid him from another company, but he gave him the money. So he got the money. He just blew through his money. But he was like, Dame cut me out my deal. He told me not to do a deal, then signed me to a deal, and he went and did a deal with them. He convinced them to do a deal with him. That's called business. You should have never told Dame about your business. Dame did a shiesty ass move, went and got his deal, and said, I got a deal for the whole group. I got this state property shoe line with kids. And we gonna do the state property gear. So Dame rolled over from Rockaware and went with state property gear. Oh, yeah. And if he files that, Cam is going to countersue. But I doubt Dame files any of that. Because you got to show losses. Right? You got to say, because of this person saying this, then you got to go through a discovery process of finding out if and trying to prove what he said actually was that. Defamation is not as easy to prove anymore. Mm-hmm. No, what he did was Beans wasn't a businessman. So he didn't know what was good or what was bad. He just knew he had some money coming in. As long as the money was coming in, he was good. Once the money wasn't coming in no more, it was always somebody else's fault. Like they didn't do right by me. That's why I'm like, them state property dudes is something different. You know, I'm like Oskino right now is going through it. He worn it out. All right, it's just too much nonsense going on. Well, it's not crazy because people gonna hate you when the money ain't right. They know they've been blackballing Dame. It ain't like Dame couldn't. Man, if Dame Dash did a reality show and it was everywhere, who more interesting to watch in a reality show, Jay-Z or Dame Dash? You gonna watch and listen to Dame. Jay don't talk. Jay is corny and dull. That's why Dame was there. They was like, yeah, you give him a personality. Because Jay is dull. He don't do nothing. Winston, he has a family. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he got a family trust. So there's millions of dollars in there. Dame could have that as personal assets. He said, look, I don't have any money personally. But my MTO is good to go. You can't get that money. You can't sue, man. If you want to sue his family office, good luck. It's hard to get people money out of a family office. Because they be like, well, you suing this person, they don't own nothing. Dude is paid $250,000 a year in child support, according to him. And he was like, dude, that's $600,000 they say I owe, that's little. Now, why haven't he paid the rest of it? That's some Dame Dash stuff that only Dame knows about. But he might be having issues with his family office on what he can take out, what's left in there. Now, people normally squander that kind of money, and it don't usually pop up on the books. We've seen that happen. They square up all the time. Yeah, that was dirty how he did AB. I ain't like that at all. I understood you kicking him off the show. That I understand. But you don't disrespect him like that. Once he leaves, that just tells me everything I need to know about Cam. That's why I was always cool with Mace. Man, these people don't care about anything no more like that, B. Trust me, they don't. Well, yeah, well, you got to think about it. When you see people coming with different type of approaches, oh yeah. Oh, Cam, they gonna milk this to the end.
But when you keep pushing my buttons on the internet and I did nothing to you, and then not only don't come back on you on the internet, all I do is just don't pick the phone up. I'll be like, I'm just not picking the phone up. That's just that. And then you keep poking me, pause. In my side, I'm like, all right, what you want me to do? All right, be Cam. Now I gotta be Cam. And that's how we got here. So no, I don't feel bad. Because according to Dame, all he do is make $100 million companies. He'd say, yo, I sold Rockefeller for $100 million. Rockaway $100 million. I'll make another $100 million company. Why are we dwelling on this if that's all you do?
Where the money at? Where the money at, my nigga? Where it go?
That's
Now, here's the thing. They trying to clown Dame for the money when you see yeah, they talk about where the money at. Oh no, this Gilbert Arenas hitting me up, trying to brag. How you gonna brag when you just lost your whole show? You done lost your whole show. This fool, Gil. Like all you do is copy people and follow.
Where the real money go? Where the money go, Cam? I'm being honest with you. I want to know what nigga get $100 million. I know it's taxes and where the money at, nigga?
Well,
Larry, it's not fly to have money. It's fly to
I'm just
spend
trying to figure out where the money at. You get $100 million.
Learn what Dame said.
Well, listen, Larry, according to Dame, we not real men talk about other men's expenses.
Now, why won't they mention the people that was detracting, stopping him from making his money?
I am going to I am going.
Mm-hmm. Of course they're gonna feel that way. Why wouldn't they? Right. Why were they excited about a show that's down 73% in views? Why they kick you off the show? I thought it was you and Skip. Told you I was right. You are better off the show. Show just better without him. Well, most of these people in the industry only like you when they can get something off you, or you can help them do something.
I felt like that nigga violated. You know what I'm saying?
Follow protocol of whatever the chairman's supposed to do. You're gonna try and come in there and bring content and whatever. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. It has nothing to do with me. But my thing is this, and Dame's problem for the last 15 years is that him, and I get where he's coming from. He wants to be the talent because he feels the talent that he got over the years doesn't look out for him. So now he's like, I'm the talent. I'm Billy Pablo. I'm the rock and roll star. Now I got my own show, this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third. And to be honest with you, Dame's talent is finding talent, not being the talent. That's his talent. Not being the talent, finding the talent. So that's why I be looking at it and they be like, yo, but people got to realize this. When they be like, yo, shit is viral. Viral is not always a good thing. This nigga being viral for being a goofy, when niggas be laughing at you, nigga. A-Town, no disrespect to A-Town, that's I like this con. He was viral all the time. A bunch of other niggas, Hammerhead, Sharkhead, them that ever back then, they viral. Don't compare the word viral with cool. That's two totally different things. So as far as him being the chairman, I don't give a fuck. Like I said, you heard what the Revolt people said. So I'm not even arguing about that. That's first and foremost. So it doesn't matter to me if he isn't. I don't work for Revolt. But the one thing I would say is how the chairman, you the chairman, and everybody in the building got more money than you. So you just want the title boss. The janitor, the secretaries.
This is crazy. This dude spit on a girl in Killing Season. Yeah, that was foul. All right. When Lyor Cohen, Jay-Z, and everybody starts conspiring to come after you because they don't like what you did, or, you know, on so-and-so's behalf, I'm just saying, Dame is still in his crib. I mean, if everybody calling me broke and I'm in a house like Dame's, You know what I'm saying? Dame got a nice fresh car. He got a nice fresh suit with fresh shoes. Nobody seemed like they starving over there. But it seems to be like some collusion to try to keep him about the game. But what he said about Dame and therapy, yes, Dame definitely needs therapy. But that's not really saying a lot because it's a lot of these dudes out here definitely needs therapy. On the real. He's like the janitor, the secretary.
Everybody in the cubicles, programming, marketing. What you want? You want to ask them for lunch money? You are the brokest boss ever. But you're not even the boss. But I'm just saying, how you the boss and you can't get to work? You ain't got no money to get to work.
How you the boss and you ain't got no money to get to work? Oh my goodness. Nobody wants Dame at the party.
Congratulations. Second part of the question was what, son?
You answered the second part.
Okay. All right, my bad.
Yeah. He said a story, and one thing I always admired about Dame, he's against cooperators and snitches. And I always admire how he stood on that. He told a story. Maybe you might want to clear it up. I mean, I know about it already, but maybe you might want to clear it up. He told a story about you and Big L in a car going to get some work, and you started crying and talking about signing in the PC. And please explain that, because it's on the Art of Dialogue, so that means it's everywhere, because he's been that nigga's been doing this thing, and every interview he has is like, ooh, out of here. So explain that.
Yeah, first of all the dialogue, I'm gonna be honest with you. I spoke to him today, and he does do great work, and his content is good. But you're gonna have to start sending me a check, my nigga. I'm on your show my name on your show 3-4 times a week, whether it's Dame or not Dame. You're gonna have to work something out if we keep using my name, my nigga. Now I like your work, I like what you're doing, but goddamn, my name been on your show for 3-4 months straight. God damn.
Cam serious too. You get your run while you can.
Yeah, my nigga. Find some niggas that don't know me, nigga. Start talking to some other niggas that don't know me, because it don't even just be Dave. But first and foremost, I'll say this, man. When I heard that story, I was like, yo, this nigga's a blatant liar. I didn't know this. Blatant liar. That never happened. That's totally a lie. And I'm going to give you a little history on Dame and Big L first and foremost. But I'll say this. Even if Dame thought that, and Big L been dead for 26 years, you don't think that story would have came out somewhere? You don't think even Dame would have made a little joke with me one time, like, yo, remember that time you started crying, Kim, when so-and-so, when we was... So today, or whatever day, that's when the story comes out. Come on, Dame. Like, bro, you got to stop. You got to stop. And then what you do when you tell these bullshit lies is you implicate a nigga who dead so that they can confirm your story. So first of all, it's a straight lie. Now, let me give you a little bit of history on Big L, Dame, and Lenox Avenue from 139th to 142nd Street.
Cam is letting it be known, dog. He ain't leaving no stone unturned. I don't believe Cam, bro. Well, both of them are telling the story in their favor. But what you want to do is make sure that even though they're telling it in their favor, you know, even though they're doing that, you want to make sure that somewhere in the lines, in the middle of this, is the truth. Because Cam is good at lying too, or telling half truths. Let's put it that way, a half truth.
Big L didn't really fuck with Dame like that. He ain't hate him or nothing like that. They just didn't fuck with each other. The way the demographic goes is this for people who don't live in Harlem. I'm from 140th and Lenox. On the weekends, I used to go to 110th and First, and between First and FDR Drive, where my grandmother lived in 1199. And that's where I met Dame at when I go see my grandmother on the weekends. Then I found out he hung out on 142nd Street. That's the dynamic. That's first and foremost. Dame is from the east side. I'm from the west side, but my grandmother lived on the east side. So Big L's career wasn't doing great. And Dame and Rockefeller were kind of growing. But Big L was still a great lyricist and niggas wanted to fuck with him. So Dame was like, yo, what's up? I can manage Big L, this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. So I plugged him in with Big L, and I told Big L, I'm like, yo, my man Dame doing his thing, he may want to manage you. And I knew that Jay-Z potentially wanted to sign him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's all their relationship is. Me, Dame, and Big L never been no damn car together. We never rode to get no work. First of all, let me tell you something, man. What the fuck do it look like Big L, me, and Dame going to get some work, had some work in the car, any of that? It don't even, the hangout, the crew don't even sound right. Anybody that lived on 139th Street to 142nd Street during that time, know this don't even make no motherfucking sense. It sounds stupid. Secondly, Big L brother, Big Lee, and the other nigga who kind of, the big homies on my block, Reg, they didn't like Dame. Dame had a GS 300, black joint, and he had a white Camry. They used to let me drive when I was younger. And I would drive the Camry around and, this, that, and the third. So one day, Dame pulls up on 139th Street, and he's talking to me. And he pulls off. We talk about 5-10 minutes, because I knew I'd see him late.
So, yeah, he said he moved on in one day with these dudes.
Had one of his cars. And Big Lee came up to me. He was like, yo, homeboy, that nigga came over here to see you, the Dame nigga. And I was like, yeah, that's my man, that's my nigga. He's like, yeah, I don't like him, man. And I was like, you don't like him?
Damn.
Straight like that. He's like, yeah, I don't like him. I don't really want to see him over here like that. And then I'm like, all right, cool. Because I couldn't have did shit, At that time, I was like, damn. All right, Dame, it ain't like Dame come over here anyway. And then Reg co-signed it another day, like, yo, what's up with the Dame nigga, man? That's his car you driving? I was like, you talking about the Camry? I'm like, nah, I lied because I didn't want the niggas try to take the car from me. These was my niggas, but you couldn't trust these niggas. I could trust Reg a little more than Lee. Like, Reg was my man. But I'm not going to sit there and say that it was Dame car. These niggas killed a nigga. I ain't going to say the nigga name. They killed a nigga from 40th over a lease before when I was about 12, 13 years old. And I'm like, yo, these niggas killing niggas over a lease. And they grew up with the nigga. Hell no, I ain't letting niggas know this Dame car. So now they want to know what kind of cars Dame is driving, so on and so forth. So I'm like, yo, listen, man, I ain't even going to tell Dame to come over here anymore, because it ain't like Dame could pull up on 40th or 39th Street and just walk in that park. Nobody could at that era. If you ain't know somebody or you was coming to see somebody during that time, late 80s, early 90s, even into the late 90s, you could not just pull up on 39th and sit in the park unless it was like a park jam or something going on a regular day. No.
He's right about that. Everybody had their crews. They were different crews Whatever, they had all these alphabet crews going on over there in Harlem. Every time you turn around, it's a new alphabet crew. We the ABC boys. Every block made it real easy for the feds to lock every single crew up.
Nah, bro. You had to be a member just about. You really had to be a member. I'm talking about even if you lived in the neighborhood. You couldn't just be pulling up, chilling out in the park. You had to know somebody to come in there. That's just the way it was. So I wasn't worried about Dame coming back over there. But I knew Lee and them niggas didn't like Dame. And I was like, damn, man, I'm just not going to have Dame come over here no more. So if Dame was riding around, and Big L didn't really care for him either, they would have booked you, nigga. If we had bricks in the car or something like that, L would have made a call and you would have got booked. Straight like that. But the whole shit was just a lie. And I was more disappointed that you would pick Big L as opposed to one of your homeboys. And I ain't gonna name your homeboys, but you got a million homeboys. You could have been like, right, that happened, so-and-so, right, that happened, so-and-so. You picked a dead nigga to tell the story because you know it's nobody can back what you're talking about besides me. And Big L was my man before he was your man. You sound stupid. And I'm disappointed. I'm ready to give you a lie detector test, nigga. Secondly, he talking about we never sold drugs together. We did. We didn't. I never said I sold drugs with you. I used to ride around with you when you was taking drugs to Brooklyn or other places or whatever. The one time that we was going to cook up some work, because I had a spot, shout out to my man Howie Long on 137th Street. He told me that I could put some work on his block. He had a little situation over there in the 90s. And we went to get some work, and we got to your crib, and we pulled the coffee pot out, about to cook it up, and your baby mom called, Boogie's mom. And she was like, yeah, I know you're a drug dealer. I couldn't hear what she was saying, but Dane was just on her phone like, I've never sold drugs. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not a drug dealer while he's packing the work up.
How much of this is real and how much of this is exaggeration? Oh, I know about Big L. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no problem in believing that. Mm-hmm. He said Dame was sewing in the hoods using Cam as a fraud guy, using him as a fall guy. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him one bit.
the young students to explore science. The co-founder of Rockefeller Records was at Carver Elementary School this morning with his fiancée Raquel Horn, reading their book Dusko Goes to Space to kindergarten, first and second graders. They also shared motivational affirmations to help them enhance their reading and learning skills. Dash says seeing the children's reactions makes everything worthwhile.
If a kid loves video games, we'll teach him in video games. If a kid loves space, we'll teach him in space. He loves music, he loves acting, whatever it is. So, we're going to teach him in their language.
Legend Dame Dash visited a Richmond elementary.
So if Dame Dash is doing something so bad, why has he got all this stuff going on? Now this Dusko thing is, I don't know. What's up with him and that? He named his kid Dusko. I'm like, you named him after a product? What's up with you?
And this, I'm not worried about sensitive dudes.
Right.
Raise your hand if you think Dame's broken the ring. Seriously.
This is the question though.
A few moments later.
I bet my house is bigger than yours. I bet all my houses are bigger than you. I bet I have a better.
How old are you,
Stop.
man?
Now it's how old are you?
This is embarrassing.
Right. Now it's how old are you? It wasn't how old are you when it was raise your hand if you think Dame is broke. That's some kindergarten shit. Yeah, so when he say, I bet my house is bigger than yours, that's grown man shit. Cause like kids ain't got no houses to be saying, I bet my house is bigger than yours. They ain't got no houses to be saying that. That's some grown man shit. I bet my house is bigger than yours. I bet all of my houses is bigger than yours. That don't sound like a broke nigga can't be talking like that. Broke niggas ain't got houses. We got apartments. Yeah, we live in apartments, broke niggas, man. We don't got houses that we could be bragging is bigger than yours. That's not broke nigga lingo. Respectfully. That's not childish lingo neither. But see, they tried to gaslight him just right there. Right there is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. That's you. They trying to gaslight him. You raising your hand. Yo, raise your hand if you think Dame is broke. You playing. You acting childish. But then when a nigga say some real nigga shit, you try to pass that off as childish. That's very childish. No. That's some real shit. I bet you my house is bigger than yours. How you calling me broke if my house is bigger than yours?
What Jordan went back downstairs?
Right.
Raise your hand if you think Dame's broken the ring.
So Dame want to show these people how a family office works. Damn. So if he broke, you ain't gonna have people working for you if you broke. That's what I'm saying. His broke and your broke is entirely different. Damn. Well, Kim, you got to pop out and show something. Because Dame is popping out showing something. He in the Phantom Ghosts. I'm just saying, he got people working for him. He flying private jets. He's on islands and beaches, working from the family office.
Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club is a part of the CIA. They are working against the people. They are not for us. If you have not seen this interview, I would ask that you go and watch it. And after you watch it, don't entertain the Breakfast Club no more. Because they disrespected Dame Dash when he was speaking facts. This man called him Dame Debt. How is he broke by being in debt? Since when does debt equals just total brokenness? Since when do any of the billionaires have anything in their names, or do they put them in trust? Or do they use bankruptcy to be able to get away from the debt that they no longer want to take care of? I find it weird because there are people that will listen to Charlamagne and think, oh yeah, look at him. He is laughing, he's joking, he's a clown. He's laughing because he knows that he's speaking facts. He knows he's speaking facts. They hate anybody that's intelligent that comes up there. They joke and they do surface-based conversations. When you are trying to educate the people, what does Charlamagne do? Redirect the question to an ignorant statement, to an ignorant joke. Charlamagne is a part of the CIA. And this interview lets you know that Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club is a part of the CIA.
I wouldn't say the CIA, but yeah, I got you, sister. You was cooking. Yes, it's an agenda. It's definitely an agenda. So don't think Dame is just crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, yo, this bitch must have been following us. I'm like, what the fuck going on? He said, this bitch talking all this drug shit. And what he did was he called Mo from B Building. Shout out to the niggas in 1199. Called Mo or Kev. If either Mo or Kev, I believe it was Mo, to come grab the work that we was about to cook up in his crib because he thought his baby mother called the cops on him. So it never panned out. You know, you sit here and see him be praising Duke the guy like, yo, Duke's a soldier, Duke did this. I plugged him with Duke. They never talk about that. Me and Dame riding around, he got to work and he like want to put crackheads in the car, following the crackhead in the cab, and we following the crackhead, this, that, that. I'm like, yo, you know my man got a license. Duke was like 15, 16 with a license because you could get your license at 15 in South Carolina. And people know Duke
yes,
the guy.
You can.
Shout out to my man Duke the guy. So he like, your man got a license. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna plug you into him. So I plugged him into Duke, and Duke started driving around with the work, taking it to Brooklyn or wherever else they need to go. And that's how their relationship built. And I was happy about that. I'm happy that Duke was getting some money, and Dame found a nigga that he could trust, that he didn't have to keep putting fucking crackheads in cars and following them. So fast forward, when the labels start jumping off years and years later, and you know, I wasn't with Dame, with Rockefeller at the time, but I bump into Dame and I'd be like, yo, you should give Duke a job, man. That nigga put some pain in. That nigga, he ain't asked no questions. He just did what he had to do. You should get that nigga a job. That nigga was thorough. He said, well, Duke's a good soldier. I don't know if he's intelligent enough to work at the office or anything like that, but he definitely was a good soldier. He's one of them niggas, definitely official. Well, what about the job? The nigga, you throw shit in the trunk and he asks no questions, and you can't even see if he get enough for a job. You know, working in the office is one thing, being a soldier is a whole nother thing. All right, cool, my nigga.
Now, Cam might not like that, but that's true. He said 16 for a permit in South Carolina. 17 for the license. I mean, I don't know how it was back then. See, they talking the 90s. So it might have been different. They might have bumped that number up. Mm-hmm. Right. And I just told y'all can't have a family office. Most family office, you got the minimums. I told you, MTOs, that's 25 million as a bare minimum to get in there. I would have a family office right now. I got different IRAs. I'm in different Roths. Yeah, exactly. They said Lee Daniels still owes Dame $2 million. I thought he paid Dame already. DJ Rico Envy. Cam ain't got no 300 million. No, he ain't got 300 million, and neither does Dame. But one thing for sure, if he got a family office, he's on the right track. So if you asking him where did the money go, that's where the money went. Oh, yes. That's what I'm saying. You can't be a backup plan in this situation. What's up, Kyrie? Oh, 100. Oh, man, that's like keeping it extra 100. Because who in the world would even say something like that?
I hear you. That's a fact. Ask Duke if you want. I know. And that's just a testament because they always talk about how he's a thorough and you never wonder how they met each other. That's how they met each other. So back to the other shit now. Back, because niggas try to defame my character. When I be talking about being in these towns, in Chicago and Ohio, you ever see anybody dispute me? You ever see niggas be like, Ken, we never seen you out here?
That is facts. He was in Ohio and he was in Chicago. But at that time, you had just did Killer Season, all of these things, and you back out here hustling on the west side of Chicago. He was out west. And he was in Chicago, he was out west, and in Ohio, he was near Cincinnati. Yeah, some of the scenes, like I get it in Ohio. It was like really Chicago. That was like West Side. He was out west.
No, Ohio, and the fuck you mean, nigga? You ain't wasn't on West Side. You ever see niggas dispute it? Or you see niggas co-signing? Be like, nah, Cam was out here, nigga. Cam was out here, nigga.
Yeah,
I remember when we did the diplomat deal at Rockefeller.
My guy used to cop from Cam them people. It wasn't actually Cam who was out there. They was copping it from, but they was buying purple from them. Yeah, you see, I said West Side before you said West Side. They were buying perp. This was doing the purple where everybody had to have perp. Oh, perp, yeah, man, that purple. You know, everybody was a purple nut. I need that purple dro. Man, you got that perp? That's the strongest one out is the perp. Boy, I know they want to slap themselves now. Tell you how much they didn't know. So they wanted to get the purple. So they would, my boy would buy a big pound, then there QPs, pounds, a perp. And the Dipset dude, he was like a Bird Gang guy. He wasn't even a Dipset. He was like part of the Purple City Bird Gang. He was one of them. Dame said Cam never hustled in Harlem. Why he talking about Ohio and Chicago? He hustled in Harlem, but not really. His mans let him hustle a little bit where they was moving dust. They was moving dust. And they was actually wasn't supposed to be doing what they was doing at the time. They was cutting in on somebody else's money because they had a little spot there. So they started getting to the Fiends before the Fiends could get to the spot that normally had it, which would have caused a lot of problems. A lot of people could have got lit up for doing that. But that's what it was.
I was signed to Rockefeller as an artist, Camron. But I've got to think about this. I already have my niggas together, and they wanted to get the deal because we've been through turmoil. So I'm telling Dame, I got this diplomat thing. We put mixtapes on the street. I want to sign them as well. Dame said, look, Cam, you just got here, and you need to get yourself together. We'll worry about them later. I said, no problem. I go down to Kevin Lyle's office, have a meeting with Kevin Lyle's, play the Diplomat album, tell him about Jim, Jewels, everybody else. Kev was in love with the project. He said, we can't do Jim now, but we'll do Jewels and the Diplomats. And Jim ended up going to college. Like Jim, one day somebody should ask Jim, like, what made you go to college? Because I never even asked, but it was Jim's idea to be like, y'all niggas ain't leaving me. I'm going to some record label and figuring it out. So I never even asked him. We just ended up doing business with it, but Jim ended up going to college. So Diplomats and Jewels was at Def Jam, or was about to be at Def Jam. Kevin Lyle said, I want to do the deal for X amount of dollars. Cool, bet, we good. I go back and tell Dame, yo, I'm going to do this deal with Def Jam, the deal that you told me I should wait on with Jewels and Diplomats. All right, yeah, Kev's going to give me the deal. What the fuck you mean Kevin Lyle's going to give you the deal? Let's go down to his office now, Kev. I said, no, Dame, no. We worked the numbers out. The deal is done. No, fuck that, Cam. He only doing that to get me mad. What, you think he going to offer up that much money just to make you mad? You don't think he believes in the talent of Diplomats or Jewels or whatever? Dame goes down there, starts screaming at Kevin Lyle, saying, you just did the deal to get Cam mad, yada, 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 yada. Kevin Lyle's just sitting there mad, calm, like, Dame, I get paid a salary. I don't care if it goes through Rockefeller or Def Jam. I get the same check. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, well, it's going through Rockefeller. I said, Dame, bro, you didn't want the fucking deal. Nah, Cam, you gonna get the same money. This nigga know what he doing. Trying to piss me off. All right, bet. About 2 weeks passed. Money still ain't coming in. I'm like, dang, bro, I had this situated. I need to bust some moves. Where that money at? Give me another week, Cam. Give me another week. Another week passed. Still ain't get the money. Yo, dang, where that money at? Yo, can't wait up. I'm in his office. It's word to my mother. I said, Dame, I need to go buy my kilos and my pounds. I got to bust these fucking moves. Dame started looking up the ceiling. He's lying, y'all. He's lying. Cam is tapped in here. The whole building's wide. I don't give a fuck. Stop playing my money. I got to go bust some moves. I got to get on the highway, nigga. He's lying. He's lying. That's what he was doing in his office. That's what he was doing.
He was like, man, this office is bugged. Now, here's the thing. It depends. Doing good business is about doing good business. Will I do business with Cam? 9 times out of 10, no. Would I do business with Dame Dash? 9 times out of 10, no. And it's not based on all of this. It's a combination of these things. Both of them have shown to be snaky people in business. So if you've seen that and you know what it is, it's textbook manipulation. So you know they're going to take any deal. They'll cut you out. They'll try to do anything they can because they'd be like, well, who is you and what could you do to hurt me? Nothing? Okay, I'm good. We're going to take it from here. I don't think he's lying about that at all. Him coming to the office saying he wanted to get money and all that. I believe that story 100%. The Def Jam story is simple. Like Kevin Liles is like, look, if you want to go through Rockefeller, I still get the same check. So I really don't care. I believe that because that's how Kevin Liles is. And then he brought the deal to Rockefeller when they were going through Def Jam. That's why Joel's got a deal with Def Jam. Cam had to approve that to let him go to Def Jam to get signed. It's called reality. Limited stock options. Cam needs a cartoon. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I'm lying, Dame. That's a fact. When we shot the old boy video shoot, I just got back from Ohio. I had about $400,000 in cash on me. I wish we could get the behind the scenes to the video shoot of old boy. Whoever shot that video, please pull up the behind the scenes to that video. If you got the B-roll footage or whatever, Dame come to the video shoot. Show us support. You know, it's all love or whatever. He get there, he said, yo, that's real money. I said, yeah. He said, yo, that's cash? Oh shit, I didn't see this much money in a while. He just started grabbing the cash, feeling it. Oh shit. Yo, you getting it like that? Yeah, I'm getting it like that. Yeah. Yo, wow, this is crazy. And I'm not saying Dame didn't have money, because Dame had money. He just ain't see cash in a long time. Not that much. He ain't see that much cash. Because, you know, when he get there, we just getting back in like a day or two ago. Zeke come back with the bread. So we not only using it for video money, we got the counters counting it up, tallying up. Dame just is just, yo, crying to the police. Nigga, my resume speak for itself. Nigga, fuck is you talking about? Somebody find a B-roll footage, please, from that video.
I gotta check it out. I don't really listen to Joe Budden, so right. So it's like it's hard for me to take like Joe Budden seriously, one. And two, don't nobody really listen to Joe Budden. To be honest, I ain't even trying to hate. It's just people really just don't really listen to Joe Budden. That's just real talk. He's just a guy out there. Yeah, that's what happens.
And say I'm lying about that too, nigga. That was all street money, nigga. It wasn't no rap money, wasn't no none of that, nigga. That was straight off our 80 money, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, one nigga? So yeah, when he say shit like that, I'm just really disappointed. And to use somebody who passed away in that context, because nobody could debate it, it's kind of crazy, man. It's wild. Because it's a bunch of niggas that live over there, or that's from over there that may not live over there no more. They'll be like, yo, this nigga bugging, man. This nigga don't know what the fuck he talking about. Because they know you could never pull up the 39th Street. You could never pull up the 40th Street without permission. You just couldn't. And I'm not bragging about it. I'm not even acting like I'm the one of the niggas that made it like that. I just lived there.
Exactly. Now that is the honest statement. It ain't because of you, right? You know you couldn't do that. Like a Grove Heights dudes just couldn't go to London Towns and post up. You couldn't just go over to Burnside and post up like you from there. If you ain't going to see somebody over there, you couldn't go over there. Like, and this is back in my times, the 90s. You know, I'm like, hey, I'm going to see my girl. She stay over here. But she's in Burnside. We lived on the same street, but her street is way down. I was on 98. She was on 90th. Oh, 100%. We was on the same street. He said that was the rules everywhere. Exactly. I couldn't just post up in somebody's hood and I didn't know somebody over there. If I didn't go to school, I was like, dog, we was prepared for war. Now, if something would have broke down, it would have got down. We had all kind of weapons on us. But me and my boy, we'd have been in some heavy, thick. It'd have been thick. It have really went down. Had we went another block and did not address the people that was like whistling. And I was like, dude was like, yo, who was these dudes coming down here? They coming from, they see us come from our hood. You know what I'm saying? We come from our hood. We didn't get off the bus. We came from because when you get off the bus, if you go one way, you go into our hood. You go one way, you got to go under the bridge and you go into their hood. So they'll be waiting under the bridge. So we was like, okay, it's getting kind of late. And I'm like, I'll walk with you over there. I walk with my boy. And he got every blade in the universe in his drawer. He got a drawer just full of blades, organized too. He was like, yeah, you take this one, you take that one. So I got like 4, 5, 6, 7 different blades in different fashions on me. He got about 6, 7 different blades on him. And I got mace. He's like, yeah, give me this. I got mace. I got all. I'm like, I'm ready for war. And I'm like, dog, we walking to see your girl. That's what we doing. We walking to see your girl. I'm not trying to go to war with people. We supposed to be over here seeing your girl. That goes from going to see his girl to we going to war. Soon as we go under the bridge, we pop out and man, some dudes is calling us, hey. And we was like, just keep walking. He was like, ignore it. And I was like, uh-oh. They was coming. He was like, hands on stuff. Then the one dude just came out of a car and walked up. And I was like, Sam? He was like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, oh, what's up, man? Yeah. I'm like, no, man, he going to see his girl. I'm going to see my girl down here. He was like, oh, okay. Oh, man, I was wondering what you was doing over here. I was like, man, he's like, no, he all good. They was like, oh, said a cold word like that. And the dude came out from behind the car who was like, we was going down that direction. He just came out. He was hiding like, in between cars. Like he was going to pop out. He got up and walked off like, no, they all good. Let them go. I'm like, whoa, bro. I'm like, man, we was going to get swarmed. It was going to be a hot night. But I was like, y'all don't know. We have all kind of stuff. Oh, yeah, we had a bunch of toys. And them toys was ready to rumble. Serious.
From this unfortunate situation with Dame Dash right now?
I think Dame Dash is a necessary good in the community because I was thinking about this when we was going to have this conversation. I said, is Dame Dash a sellout?
Is he a sellout?
Do you consider Dame Dash to be a sellout? No. Do you consider him to, have wronged the black community?
No.
Then what's the problem with him? Like there's real people that are sellouts that have really wronged the black community. Dame Dash is just unapologetic about himself, his ego. You understand me? How he wants to be perceived, right? And I get it. He goes up there and he be wilding out.
But at the end of the day, I think that we make too much a spectacle, right? And I think that even from what he makes from himself, but I think that to this point that somebody said, and you know, shout out to the Breakfast Club, they invite me up there all the time. But I think that if you give Ben Shapiro more respect than Dame Dash, then I think you're the problem.
What can we learn from this unfortunate situation with Dame Dash right now?
I think Dame Dash is a necessary good in the community, because I was thinking about this when we was going to have this conversation. I said, is Dame Dash a sellout?
Is he a sellout?
Do you consider Dame Dash to be a sellout?
No.
Do you consider him to, you know, have grown?
So, well, they could say, hey, you know, selling drugs in the community could be wronging somebody. And that's facts. Exactly. Did y'all hear Cam say that? Or y'all couldn't hear it?
I just lived there. But them niggas, Big Lee, Reg, and a few other niggas that I won't name who's still around, they had it like that. And the way it went about for me, it didn't have to be public. It didn't have to be all this. All I said, I hate repeating how this started. I didn't pick the phone up. All I did was not pick the phone up, and you keep going on the internet looking for internet sympathy, like he's doing now. He's carrying on. Dame, I'm the one who set up Dame Instagram. I'm really sorry I set up the Instagram. It's two things I'm sorry I did for Dame. Set up his Instagram, which he probably would have caught on later in life, and have him start smoking weed. Since
Woo! Now, that's true. Dame can't even work his own phone. He needed an assistant for everything.
He started smoking weed, he's not the same person. He's a bug out.
You did that?
Yeah, I did that. Me and Blood.
Oh, shit. Come on, Larry. Let's be mad together.
Yeah.
I thought Biggie did that.
Yeah.
I thought he was smoking with Biggie.
Nah, to be honest with you, Dame, when I was doing my deal with entertainment or about to do the deal, you know, we would talk from time to time and he'd be like, yo, be careful with them niggas. They smoke too much. He said, they good businessmen, but them niggas smoke a lot, talking about Biggie and Un and all that. And, you know, he was smoking with me and Bloodshed from time to time, but then he just started becoming a full-time smoker. And it was like, whatever, you know, I smoke a lot, so it wasn't no big deal to me. But I'm a functional. I've been smoking since I was 16, longer than that, 15, 16, playing basketball, doing everything else. It don't affect me the same way I see it affects him, to where he needs it, like fiending. I seen him one night and I'm like, when we was staying in Malibu and that nigga was just smoking away. I'm like, I don't know if he's stressed or whatever, but he really needs the weed.
And that's true. When people start smoking late in life, it come off bad. It come off real bad. It come off real bad for you to be smoking. It's like Suge Knight. When he started doing drugs late in his life, when he never do drugs, you know, and once he started doing that, he went off the rails. You don't wait till you 30 and 40 to start smoking and, and getting out of line like that. You must be talking to somebody in the chat, dog. Because you being real funny right now. You won't be able to find somebody to tell you I lit up. One of his health issues, weed does not help diabetes. Okay, he was a diabetic type. I think he might be type 1. But whatever type he is, he can beat that. The main problem that's out here, he said, not you, said no, Cam. I was going to say, yeah, Cam said he smoked. But Cam been smoking since he been 16. Right, I never had a need for drugs. My drug is winning, passion. You know, I'm probably the guy from the movie Him. I'm Marlon Wayans' character in Him. That would have probably been me. I'm like, I don't see nothing crazy about none of this. But I ain't do my movie review yet, but That's right. I'm the guy from the movie Fresh. I'm a stand-up comedian without it. On the Patreon, I did a whole 1 hour stand-up. Live freestyle comedy straight off the dome for a whole hour. And people loved it. That's what was crazy. I'm like, y'all thought that was funny? To me, it sounds weird. Well, because the thing is, there's nobody, I'm not doing it in front of a live audience, so I don't have anybody laughing or anything in front of me. So I just got to keep going with the joke. So I don't know, the pause is off. So that's why, to me, I don't know if it was funny or not, but I just said I did it just to get it out the way. T.I. and Tiny impersonation. Yeah, I know, right? But anyway, go check out Talk with Flea to hear the rest. It's on Revolt's channel. Yes, and we about. Don't forget to go to the Patreon. We got a video airing right now. I mean, right this second. Second this video in, you might get y'all alert for the other video ASAP. It's probably ringing like right now. So as soon as you get your alert, just go over to the Patreon and get started. Shouts out to Kwame Brown Bus Life. Shouts out to all y'all in the chat. Hopefully all of y'all are signed up to the Patreon by now. So y'all don't miss nothing.